Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise and I have a great question from Carrie G. She's wondering if Hunter Biden will wind up publicly testifying. I guess he's offered to. So anyway, let me just swap out cameras here, bring over my table and see what I can get. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to widen the question a little bit, and so I'm starting with the tarot. I want to know more than just whether he'll testify publicly. I also want to know if how it's going to go for him. So it's scheduled for the 13th for his deposition, and that will be behind closed doors. Of course, they'll be able to manipulate and distort and everything else that way and then misinform afterwards. But I want to see if after that, then will Biden, will the hearing be public? Because Hunter has done the right thing by calling their bluff and said he's open to testifying publicly before this so-called House Oversight Committee. Okay. And I'm definitely going to read on Comer and maybe tomorrow, the next day. So anyway, Hunter Biden, how is this going to go for you? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so here's our forces in motion, challenges. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, let me just get the cards laid out and then I'll dive in. Interesting, okay. Oh, and I might add on with the Kipper as well. Okay. Actually, there we go. With the Hermit coming through as the forces in motion, the situation, the sitch that he's sitting in, he is enlightened. It's upright, so he's bringing forth his own light. He has been, searching his soul. He's come to a new place from all that, inner enlightenment. His biggest challenge I'm getting with this is just to not lay down and take it, to not fall on his own swords. And on another level, with this Four of Swords coming through reversed is the challenge. Well, it could very well have to do with just him needing rest, but he is, he's stressed, but he's ready for action, is what I just heard. There is some, anxiety about it. Now, what he does have control over with the Eight of Swords reversed would be to, release this situation, just liberate himself from the powers that be. And Comer is, I know he's looking for dirt in this sham impeachment on Biden, but he's got this impeachment inquiry going, but he's too thick in the skull to remember that neither of Biden's sons ever have or are running for president. So, there's release from all this just baloney. The only thing he's guilty of would be some form of, tax evasion, and he's already taken care of that. Comer and these idiots are trying to act like, like the Biden family is some kind of, basically everything that Trump has done. They're trying to act like Biden is the same way. It's like, no. Okay, so in the past with the Seven of Cups, he was running out of options. What's hanging over him with no control, but it's good, is the Happy Family card. So this tells me, this is another one of my questions kind of just rumbling around the back of my head, was if his testimony will help his dad. Because all he's, all he has to do is just tell the truth and he's going to be just fine. And I think that would help Biden. And now this card is confirming that. In his near future, he's going to be facing a lot of manipulation, emotional manipulation. Comer's going to try to work it to make him feel insecure. And that's probably not going to work. What he's attracting are, with the Eight of Cups reversed, I have a feeling this has to do with, he's just attracting this stagnation of these people projecting their own low self-esteem, people who won't take their own self-responsibility for their own lives. And so they're, with these right here, both of these cards are the Queen of Cups reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed. He's just attracting their own, it's like his dad, the way his dad's able to be a sounding board, feel what's going on, take it in, and, he'll understand what is hitting him. So I'm not worried about that. How other people are influencing his situation, they're just coming at him with no brains. They're just coming at him. Now, his distant future, this will be complete, and he's going to feel whole. The outcome of this little sham thing going on with Comer, which Hunter did not have to. He didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to respond and offer to, testify. So there's this level of enlightenment and courage you can see, and this wholeness within emotionally that it makes good sense as to his distant future being very, whole or fulfilled, complete. There's a karmic cycle, completed. And then the outcome here with this one is he's probably going to have more information about just the moves that these guys make. And there might be something that comes through with this Seven of Pentacles. I have a feeling that there could be something that comes through that helps him to, achieve his goals and make some good plans in the future. And, it's like it turns out to be a good investment because he called the bluff of these thick-headed morons, and I think that's going to work out in favor of his father, because these guys just don't have a leg to stand on. So and I guess he also, Comer, I'm thinking of, he also subpoenaed the other brother. Can't remember his name though. So both brothers, both boys. We know it wasn't Beau because he's the one that died, but I can't remember the other brother's name. But basically, bottom line, Comer's been trying to say that what he's going for is to try and figure out how much, and this is a complete lie, but how much President Biden was involved with and maybe benefited from the sons. So, okay. So here's the investigation. Okay, now I can just flip them over. Here's the restriction of the risk. Well, let me keep going. Hold on. This would be Hunter. And there's the family card, the gift to the family. Yeah, this is hard for him. So completing this, remember we had that world card up there. Completing this is going to be really good for him. Okay, so with the few opening cards, I think that this soul journey that he's been on, yeah, it's been restrictive. It's had him, because we have to remember that he's a recovering addict, right? And of course that card is here, and here, these two cards here, right? So he's still working that, but it's ending. I mean, that's, yeah. So anyway, back up to here, he's headed in the right direction, and what has been hanging over him has been very restrictive. For he and his family, he's been worried about his family. He's been worried about his father. This would be his father in this situation here. And he's actually, I think, kind of looking forward to going through it and getting it done. He doesn't mind complying with the rules and regulations now. It's like he's really gotten inside of the adulting in a new way. And this has been very karmic for him, but it's going to work out well. It's probably going to take him maybe a couple of years to totally get through everything. I think when the next election comes along and his father wins, I think he's going to feel much better. But these cards coming up behind him show where he's been. I think he's probably been ashamed that everything's come out. I think he's been working through. This right here would be some recovery. I'm thinking, because these cards knight together, this could be all the times he's gone into rehab and gone through his deepest pain, gone through his self-sabotage, gone through his addictive process and trying to understand it on the deeper levels. Because this card right here, and remember these cards are coming up behind him, this does not have to be the legal situation. This can be a therapist. This card is often a card of, definitely investigators, but this could also be his tax person or the tax IRS agent or the agents that investigated him. So that was, and it looks like there was teamwork there that kind of ganged up on him. So this is one level of it. Another level of it is what I was speaking to before, as to the addictions, the issues there, and this could be his therapist, rehab, and then other therapists that he's worked with. So it's also a card of disputes. Complaints and disputes. So he's got it behind him. All of these cards are behind him. I don't know that he's done with it, or there's going to be more that kind of sneaks up behind him. That I'm not sure of. But with the tarot, it looked like he's going to handle it just fine. So remember, we had that Ten of Cups, happy family card hanging above him. So that shows the love of his family and the support, and that means everything, I'm sure. Of course it would. So, and then also, he has control over his own stability. And this would also show the support of his family. And here's his dad, like I was saying. And I think maybe this card with the gift card being under the adjudication, this does bring in that element of, the support, the giving and receiving of the wisdom of a therapist. So this looks good. Now, as far as will his testimony help his dad, I would say yes here. As far as how it will go for him, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, but like we had with the Eight of Swords reversed in the tarot, he's handling it. And we didn't have the Nine of Swords, we didn't have the Ten of Swords, we didn't have the Tower card. We're doing fine that way. Although this is like our Tower card, but on a personal level, when it comes to healing, I see the Tower card as being breaking through a person's false self so the real self can come through. The false self is where we get caught up in all these vicious circles of trying to be somebody that we are not, trying to be in control and using outside forces and relationships as a means to put yourself in higher positions or sometimes lower positions, and then there's the relationship kind of manipulation. But with him, I'm sure he was stressed to no end and used the drugs to feel better and maybe gain some self-confidence. Because remember, we had that Queen of Cups reversed. So this is going to afford him the opportunity to work through it again on a deeper level. And then I feel like, it will end. This doesn't always have to be a painful loss. It could be that, for him, I'm not feeling like he's going to be, jail time is hanging over his head, but it could also just be the money that needs to go to the IRS. This doesn't have to be jail. This can just be restriction. But hanging over him, he's definitely worried about that. You can see these cards knighting together here. And, it's his karma to go through it. It's a challenging situation for him personally. And, in his future, if he does have to do any jail time, which I don't really see that, but if he does, he'll be fine. It's possible that he's still just fighting his addiction, and there's this ending. I don't think he's married, is he? You guys will have to let me know. I think this is more about partnerships, and maybe that is what this is all about here. If I were to just use this as a 9 box, 3x3 reading here, I get the feeling that he's in the future, he's going to be very disappointed by people that he thought were, loyal to him. I think these would be friends that he had some risky relationships with. And, letting all of that go is taking some time. Him trying to figure out, because, that's how it goes. When you when you go through a huge breakthrough, you have crisis that's been created in the past and you're working through it. It always necessitates, almost always, losing all your old friends and then getting new ones. So that process looks to me like that's what's going on here. So, but anyway, bottom line is, legally, the important thing to just keep remembering, especially if the topic ever comes up to any, friends or with friends or anybody has some opinion about it, just remind them that Hunter Biden and his brother never ran for president, and they are not running for president. So this whole big sham, situation. And Comer, I think, is just looking for information in order to support his sham impeachment, is what I'm getting with all of that. And I don't see that Hunter is going to give anything other than what he needs to, legally. But I'm also not thinking that he sees Comer as being some authority. I think he's looking forward to discovering something new as far as rules and regulations from, like his own attorneys. I think will help him out immensely, which I don't. I mean, I see the supportive man here. It could be an older attorney, besides his father, of course. His father's love and support. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I get. It's not totally clear. We're just going to have to wait and see how it goes, but that's all I can get for now. Okay, you guys, take good care. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.